Warning, the voices heard in this video are made synthetically, using artificial intelligence. Nothing in this video reflects anything actually stated by the real-life individuals involved. This video is for entertainment purposes only, and serious political content will be avoided for that purpose. Enjoy!
Look, it's my brother. On the monitor, he's right by the airlock.
Don't let this place get to you. Kendra?
Don't despair, Daniel. Soon may the executive shuttle come and take that marker in tow. Welcome back, viewers. It's finale time.
A lot of great memories made in this hallway. It's where Joe got his first ever death. Crazy how many deaths he has racked up since then. Good times.
If I never see a Ishimura bathroom again in my life, it will still be too soon. You know what? Screw it. I will not let the memes slide. I am braving that bathroom a third goddamn time. And the only thing walking out of there will be my massive Biden schlong when I'm done.
Phrasing, please. While I normally would say we have a lot to get through without a side quest, this is probably important exposure therapy for you, so face your fears.
All right, there's nothing there just like last time except for the whispers and the wall gooners. But I swear to God, there better not be any bathrooms on this planet.
I don't think there will be, which probably violates some mining health code, but we are zombie killers, not health inspectors. Anyways, 9 episodes later, here we are back where we began. How does it feel, Joe?
Well, personally, I'm excited to see Joe get clapped up by the boss before cucking him in front of the viewers by showing him how a real space marine gets things done.
He was asking me, Donald. Honestly, I feel great, though. Back when I first played this, I was burdened with the presidency. I'm playing a horror game, and now both are coming to an end. Looks like I have finally hit my peak.
Well, that's good to hear, Joe. But you might want to lock in here because the marker wants you to reflect on the sins crawling behind your back. This is another good change from the remake. Instead of a normal necromorph ambush, they have Hammond's voice echo between the waves of necromorphs, with the enemies slowly ramping up each wave as Hammond's voice becomes more and more desperate. It helps they mix up the enemies in the remake here, too. In the original, it's just slashers.
Jesus, Barack, you are reading too far into this. At this point, just go teach an English class or something if you're going to try to find this much symbolism in killing zombies.
Well, this time when the quarantine came up, not only will Isaac answer the call himself, but he is going to make sure there are no casualties. Everyone is getting out of here alive.
Oh, Jesus Christ, not you two, Joe, or all of you nerds just allergic towards fun, interactive gameplay with no lore significance?
Sorry, Donald, let me bring it down to your level. Oh, see, I left sharp thing, and I put sharp thing against soft thing to put soft thing on wall. There, does that sound better to you, big dog?
Maybe not better, but certainly more natural sounding for you, Sleepy, if you know what I mean. Also, I am amazed Daniel's trusted kind driving her here, despite him probably talking to his dead wife the whole ride here.
I guess Kendra is a passenger princess no matter what, and that overrides her own survival. It's also, do you think she was offended because Kine didn't use her name, or because of the implication that Isaac and Kendra are colleagues with everything that's about to happen?
Probably both. Daniels always did seem like the sensitive type. It's also, I know I said this last episode, but it feels important to keep mentioning that Kendra is completely okay with us loading the marker onto the ship. It's just Kine she has a problem with.
Then I can load the marker by hand.
Hell, she is even helping us load the damn thing on the ship, even though if she doesn't trust Kine, she has no reason to do all of this. Like, just say you are a marker head too, like the rest of them, lady.
I wish she was just a true believer. It would make everything else that's about to happen far easier.
Yeah, her silence is deafening, especially when she is incredibly vocal in the remake about everything else going on around her. In the original, Kendra acts as more of a wallflower, just going with the flow. She admits Kine is crazy, but seems fine working with him since it still gets her the shuttle. It's entirely up to preference if you prefer the more emotional Kendra of the remake or the cool, calm, and calculating Kendra of the original, but both hit pretty hard.
I hate both of them equally, so I will say the original is better because, to quote Hamilton, she talks less and smiles more.
That was Aaron Burr, not Hamilton, Donald.
Act like a theater kid on your own damn time, Sleepy. Now go ahead and load the marker onto the ship. I want to see my boss fight for the episode already.
All right, fine. But only because that means I get to solve another puzzle for the viewers, which is always the highlight of the series. Editor, spin my theme. It's time for another montage.
No, goddammit. I am going to Claire's for a lobotomy if I have to endure another puzzle montage.
Editor, stop the montage because this does not qualify as a puzzle in any sense. Joe, all you have to do is find a battery slotted into the outlet and swap between the tracks and the loading shutter depending on what you need. It's really pretty simple, and there's not any room for failure besides turning the tracks the wrong way.
Oh damn, I was really hoping for another montage. At least I already found the battery, so I am halfway there, right boys? While I am making us whole again, bury any other changes from the original to the remake. I feel like it's the last time we can talk about remake changes since Dead Space 2 and 3 haven't gotten their time in the spotlight.
Massive fumble from EA, by the way. The only reason they didn't remake Dead Space 2 or Dragon Age is they are allergic to money.
Yeah, I can't lie, a legendary edition of Dead Space or Dragon Age would not only be peak, but it would do wonders for this channel. But I guess we just have to sit by and cope harder for now. As for changes, I do have one big one to talk about, and it's the change of a voice acting talent for a certain character. Isaac is the only character who retains his original voice actor. Everyone else is different. And for the most part, people are either neutral or hate the new voice direction. I am of the opinion that the new voice actors did a great job, but I can see why people take issue with Kendra or Hammond's new voice direction. There's one voice actor that doesn't make sense to change, though, and that is Kynes. In the original, Kyne is voiced by Keith Zerabajeka.
I feel like you have mentioned him before, but what would the viewers know him from?
His most recognizable roles are the Skyrim male Dark Elf voices, and Joshua Graham from New Vegas. But fellow BioWare fans will know him as Harbinger and Bartrand Tethras.
Bro, Kyne having Bartrand's voice would not endear me towards trusting him in my eyes or anyone's eyes with a brain.
To be fair, you're supposed to be wary of him. But he is right about needing to return the marker back to the planet. That's not really my point, though. In the original, he has a very distinct, raspy voice that fit perfectly with Kyne's demented ramblings. His new voice actor, on the other hand, just sounds like a normal guy who is nervous. Kyne's new voice actor appears relatively new, so this does track.
All right, I'm listening to a cutscene compilation on my phone of the original version, and holy shit, basically, every voice actor is better. Kendra has far more range of both fear and condescending undertones when she talks. Hammond sounds like a gruff cop, and Kyne sounds ominous and absolutely insane. And most importantly, our space girlfriend Nicole looks and sounds way hotter.
Yeah, and once again, I'm sure it is just a happy coincidence that original Nicole looks like your daughter, right, Donald?
Bite me, Joe. Why don't you focus on your own weird-ass interactions with your kids before you come after my perfectly normal interactions? Just line the sockets on the track with the right path and stop making Isaac ride the short engineer bus already.
Anyways, Joe, don't focus too much on presetting the tracks. You are just going to have to set them to the right direction later anyway. Just focus now on powering the cargo lift and moving the marker on the track.
Oh, okay. Let me guess, as soon as I touch the marker or power up the right node, every single space zombie with OCD is going to swarm my location for disrupting their hyperfixation.
Exactly, now you're learning, Sleepy. They will only do that, though, if they can't successfully beckon you to the fog first, though. They usually stick to what works best after all. Also, question Obama, I noticed Joe found 2 batteries while he was fucking around in zero gravity. Do we know what that second battery is for? Is there a second node somewhere?
That thing has haunted my brain for years, but I can safely say there is no second slot. And there is no current use for the other battery anywhere in the game. It's possible the game designers put a second battery as a safety net in case someone yeeted the first battery out of the airlock, either during Chapter 3 or this chapter. The other option is maybe this combat section was originally going to be far more difficult, and you would have to switch out the battery halfway through while repelling the necromorphs.
Well, thank God you're not a game designer here, Barry, because there's already enough things to manage in this fight with the space babies.
Skill issue, Joe. A real gamer would relish the chance at a more difficult combat encounter. I myself could manage 3 whole battery slots at once, maybe more. Just look at how well I manage DC.
Yeah, okay, man, I can't wait to see how much you relish a more difficult combat experience when we find ways to mod and bloody necromorphs into the game. I can't wait to see how you play after talking such a big game. Seriously, every enemy this whole episode so far has been an enhanced bloodied variant. Something tells me last episode was the end of the infamous one guy. We may never see him again. Rest in peace. By the way, Barry, I just realized we never talked about Temple and how much of a goat he really was. Like the fact he mirrored Isaac's path throughout the ship and had the same motivations we did too.
So shoot good looks Joe. So we talked about how similar both Isaac and Temple are, but what we didn't cover is how similar their paths also are. From Chapter 3 onward, Temple goes to the same sections of the ship Isaac does, originally in engineering, trying to fix Kyne's sabotage, then traveling to the bridge to look for Elizabeth, then stopping by medical for supplies, and survivors before holding up in mining, then falling into Mercer's trap in the crew deck.
So bro went in order of our path with the exception of stopping by hydroponics, which is the area she actually works in. That sure is a big brain strategy right there. Great work, big guy.
I think Leviathan infecting hydroponics was common knowledge, so he didn't expect anyone to be stationed there still. I imagine that's why in the original they actually did meet up in the bridge and left for the crew deck together.
I guess the original cast not only had better voice actors, but they had better survival skills by avoiding hydroponics and sticking together too.
Well, everyone except for Hammond, he charges Dick first into the hydroponics by himself and ends up getting injured.
Skill issue.
Hey Kendra, you sound somewhat inspired by this thing. Care to elaborate? I thought your first focus was getting out of here alive.
She's just ready to make us whole too. I knew she would come around. It's time for all to see the truth.
Moonlight as a marker head in your own time, Sleepy. Also, how would enabling gravity help with loading the marker in? Wouldn't it be easier to load a weightless object than an object that nearly broke the crane due to weight maximum limits? I swear nothing ever works in zero gravity when we need it to, boys. Sometimes it's just to make the gameplay more difficult, and other times it's to fuck us right in the ass, I guess.
Kine really fell for the Cartoon Network-ass trick of, oh, go outside. And help Isaac into the shuttle like he really needs it, and Bro was trusting enough to not even question her.
Hey, Kine, I don't think the necromorphs are what you need to worry about right now, just a hunch.
Hey, come back here and fight asshole and take this gravity well with you. All the cool space guns available, and Kendra chose a regular pistol.
Actually, according to game files, Kendra's gun is a modified pulse rifle known as a pulse pistol, basically a sawed-off pulse rifle with a different loading cartridge for higher caliber rounds.
Wait, hold on. Ignore all that boring shit about her base gun choice. More importantly, this chick has a gun all this time and never once helped us fight.
She was undercover Donald and didn't want to make it too obvious. Although I wonder if she was really scared when she was making a run for it, or if that was just for show.
I imagine she was actually freaked out from seeing her brother around every corner, but let's hear it from her. Besides, what's a Dead Space game without at least one betrayal?
I told you and Hammond that Aegis 7 was off limits. The planet was one big government experiment. The marker, this divine
The fact that
artifact,
humans made the red marker is probably the biggest L humanity could take.
Impossible. It's an alien world. The miners dug up the fucking thing.
after it was planted here a few hundred years ago. Even Kai didn't pick up on that. They found the first marker in some crater on Earth. That one. That was real. Alien. Enough to inspire unitology. Our people studied it and reverse engineered this red marker. But they needed somewhere to test it.
The Earth government experiment is far more brutal than Kendra alludes to.
You've
All
seen
of
the
the
result.
scientists and security team were killed, and the
Suffered
last
nightmares.
survivors sacrificed themselves to turn the
thought
red
the old
marker's
reports were
signal
just
off, which they
hysteria.
successfully did, considering
Until I
when
saw
EarthGov sent a patrol to
what I saw.
investigate, all they found was dead humans and
They
necromorphs.
sealed off
Why the
whole
hell do
system,
people keep
buried
trying
the
to make
records
these
nice
goddamn
and clean.
things?
Because they make us whole like a
CEC
bagel.
record.
Joe, please. The reason is because Earth is out of
Those idiots
resources,
tore
and
Aegis 7
technically
apart.
markers are a source of infinite
woke up
energy,
with the old
although no one
research
has
team left
successfully
behind.
used them for that to my knowledge.
The real reason, though, is far more depraved. The markers naturally compel people to make more of them through the indoctrination signal. Since the more markers there are, the more likely convergence will begin.
Joe, stop sounding
I've seen
ominous
how
to the
marker
viewers.
fucks
We
with
need
your
to get
head.
the hell out of here.
It must be contained.
Also, Daniels, next time we meet, I'm mounting your head on the CEC of the Ishimura count on it.
For what it's worth, we made a great team. You'll find another way off the Ishimura. I mean, you're one hell of an engineer.
Your experiment's gonna kill us all!
Another change from the original is Daniels actually does hope Isaac gets out alive. In the original, Daniels just smugly says, "See you around," or probably not, before laughing and hanging up.
Fuck this hacker nerd. We have been tricked, backstabbed, and quite possibly bamboozled.
Well, now we are completely alone, no more survivors or friends, just us and a loaded. Oi, Nicole, so glad to see you again.
Isaac, come in. It's Nicole.
Where are you?
Oh man, I am so
In the
glad
flight
our
control
space
room.
girlfriend survived and
Please
no
don't
one
have to
else
come up
did.
here now.
It would be a shame if
It's
we
still a way
forgot
out for us,
something.
but we don't
Nah,
have
that's
much
crazy
time.
talk that would never happen. Also, I wonder what Daniel's plan was here. Does she really think she can lug that marker in the cargo bay without going feral first?
I guess she thinks she has more willpower than others do. Earth government is nothing if not prideful. Also, I just realized we got so distracted by the betrayal. And then our girlfriend showing up, we kind of just skipped over Kine getting murked and dying because of the massive lore going on. Rest in peace, big guy.
Rest in peace for nothing. We knew this guy for like one episode and had 3 whole conversations with him. I am as attached to him as I am Chen at this point.
At least Kine is with his wife again. I have a little more to say about him lore-wise, but for now we should focus on Nicole here.
You know, I always found it extra creepy that the flight deck we landed on had dead bodies on display this entire time. If only we noticed them when we landed. Hey, Nicole, I love what you've done with the place. The flickering red monitors that are locked, broken, or displaying the marker were an especially nice touch.
There you are.
All right, even in the original, this scene felt sus based on her saying make us whole and how she got here. But they cranked the creepiness factor up to 11. Nothing about any of this feels right.
We don't have to talk about it.
I need you to know I'm sorry about everything.
It's okay, Isaac. You know I
The new voice actor here is the same voice actor in Dead Space 2. She really sells the creepy marker Nicole vibe and changes her tone from audio log alive Nicole, since they are very distinctly different. Also, here's the other unique dialogue for completing Nicole's side quest. If we haven't completed that side quest yet, Isaac just talks about how pissed he is that Daniels betrayed him and asks how Nicole even got here in the first place.
I guess completing the side quests had the downside of Isaac feeling more guilty over what happened to Nicole and being more easily manipulated by his grief at the same time.
I have heard everything I need to hear. Side questing is both dumb and overpowered. Let's never do it in our series again.
It's all right, Donald. I will agree to give up side quests if you give up Templar love and those pictures of Morrigan.
I would rather castrate myself with a rusty spoon. Just recall the damn ship already and bring the traitor back here to us.
Fucking kidding me? Shit!
Doing the smart thing is a really great callback to Hammond, and has a double meaning that we are siding with Nicole now. Probably the best line Hammond ever gave this game.
I know for plot reasons Daniels had to use the escape pod on the planet to confront us somewhere more dramatic. But how cool would a Daniels and Isaac mini-boss fight have been for control of the ship? Dead Space has always missed out on a satisfying human boss fight.
Now, Daniels is too much of a coward to face Isaac head-on. She knows exactly how fucked she would be bringing a pistol to Isaac's Space Armor Force gun-wielding body.
All right, we got our escape shuttle back. And it's time to confront both final bosses, Daniels and the Hivemind both. Once we leave, we can't go back. Are we ready to lock in and face the end of this series once and for all?
Knowing Obama, there's probably at least 3 AI NPCs on the ship that we still have to spiritually and sexually satisfy in this 2-hour-long epic finale.
Donald, there's literally only 3 side quests in this game, and we have already completed all 3 of them. We don't have anything really to do. We have as many nodes as we could ever need. And there's a workbench and store directly on the planet, so we don't need to worry about upgrading or selling before we leave. I think we are ready to finish this fight now, boys.
Oh yeah, totally base Barry.
My God, it's a miracle. Obama is done with backtracking and is finally ready to get to the good stuff. Screw my character development. This is the real character growth the viewers have been waiting for.
Well, I am just happy to get off this ship. Also, what was that, Nicole? I can't hear you over the return of the last one-guy necromorph in our series.
It goes without saying that the necromorphs deserve another round of applause for letting us finish the cutscene and yaps before ambushing Isaac.
Yeah, it's the one thing these assholes have in the way of manners. Now, if they would only stop grabbing from behind, we could maybe have some kind of extension of friendship. Anyways, it's time for us and the players to go on the most magical space ride ever.
This must be what Hunter sees when he goes on Space Mountain, huh, Sleepy? Also, goddamn Nicole, how convenient you teleported right behind us without us ever hearing you.
This entire scene with the ship isn't just visually cool, but takes full advantage of the new lack of loading screens in the remake thanks to more powerful gaming setups. In the original Dead Space, each tram and new chapter had a loading screen before arriving. For example, in the original, after Nicole sits down, a loading screen pops up, and we arrive immediately at the planet. In the remake, nothing is technically a loading screen, except for reloading after a death. Everything else is a more interactive way to load levels in the game.
I mean, elevators and drunk driving on a shuttle are more elaborate loading screens, but they are still loading screens all the same. Crazy to think, though, that we are likely going to see AAA titles like this. See a full end to any loading screens within the next couple of years, at least for PC. Apparently, Borderlands 4 is promising no loading screens as long as you have a strong enough processor.
He also said true fans would suck him and his balls dry if they really loved the game. I would be very hesitant believing anything until the finished product gets here, Sleepy. Also, Nicole, I know Obama already yapped about it, but you did not answer the question at all, my girl.
Yeah, but who needs to hear anything as long as the view is solid? Well, it was solid before we landed now. We are just staring at a dusty, infected mining station.
Yeah, too bad. I was really enjoying watching Dead Space while playing Dead Space.
Joe, that was corny as hell.
Get used to it, Donald. That is not the only name drop that is going to happen in this chapter. I mean, hell, even the title of this last chapter is a title drop.
But we have the marker. We'll put things back the way they were. We will be whole again.
So did Isaac really fly this ship all the way from the Ishimura to the planet while not being aware and passing out multiple times? What kind of flow state is Isaac on? Because I'm going to need some of that.
Pretty sure he was experiencing that marker-induced dementia, and the marker was the one really driving the ship. Either that or Isaac was really used to drinking and driving.
After seeing all the fucked up actions people have done on the ship while being affected by the marker, we are now seeing things from the victim's perspective.
Oh man, I love playing the victim in a role-playing game. Well, steal your giblets, boys, because it's time for every gamer's favorite mission, an escort quest. We have to safely guide the marker from point A to point B.
Well, it's better than a goddamn turret section.
Yeah, okay, while it's technically an escort quest, it doesn't have any of the big annoyances of these quests like a health bar or upkeep. You really just have to kill everything in your way and clear a path by killing more blight tendrils.
Okay, well, killing things and cleaning up a mess is definitely something I can do. Just look at my time in office. Thanks to Donald, I had to clean a lot of messes.
Yeah, I'm sure you're great at cleaning up the personal messes you made in the Oval Office, Sleepy. Just try to not have the marker fall on your head while you're moving it.
That's not even possible, Donald. You're just hating to hate now.
So now that Kine is dead, I suppose it's important to talk about the parallels between him and Isaac Samus Temple, mostly concerning the marker's plan for both of them here after they return the marker.
We didn't even press F for the guy, and here you are ready to glaze him again, Obama.
Well, what's on your mind, Barry? Let's see what he is cooking first, Donald, before making any assumptions.
I'm not going to glaze the paranoid dead guy, Donald, but I am going to talk about how the marker is playing S here since it's going to become a major plot point in Dead Space 2. Like Joe was saying, the marker produces a signal that urges others to recreate it. However, not everyone who receives the signal is capable of understanding the marker's signal enough to recreate it. Most people, as we have seen, just go crazy or die experiencing the signal. Harris was almost able to understand the marker, but whatever information Mercer got out of him failed to bear fruit. There appears to be 3 criteria that the marker needs for the signal to work and reproduction to start. First is enough willpower to not go Looney Tunes. The second is some form of loss that makes you especially influenced by the marker at all. And the third is enough intelligence to be able to decipher the plans and recreate markers in the first place.
Okay, Jesus Christ, that was a damn thesis. What the hell does all this even mean, Nerdbama?
Yeah, I vaguely remember this having to do with Kine or something.
It's all right, I was getting at that.
TSEC evacuation report.
So Kine being a doctor as well as being heavily influenced by the marker, but surviving it and being close to unitology was the ideal candidate for recreating more markers. It's why Amelia in his head was so focused on returning it to the planet once. That signal was emitted from the pedestal Kine, would have came home, made more, and started convergence. The marker didn't bet on Kendra though, and now that he is dead, it has to go with option B.
Shit, which is Isaac. It's all Joe ever.
So that's why Nicole all of a sudden is more chatty to us. It's not a coincidence. She started appearing more right after Kine died.
Marker's signal changes us, recombines us.
Also, peep that title drop, boys. Very slick of the writers here.
Oh, she said it. She said the thing.
Thank you for that, Nicole. Very cool and clever. But yeah, that's what I was getting at. There is one other potential marker host, but we will get to them when it comes up. Also, the one benefit to the remake is they could add details to make the twist that much more obvious, since most people playing a remake know what's going to happen. The contact unknown on the rig is a nice touch.
True, but with a title like that, it makes me think Nicole is some scam caller who is about to tell us to not redeem it.
Honestly, this marker does everything else in its power to do fucked up shit. I wouldn't be surprised if it added scam calls to the list. Also, that creepy-ass explanation Nicole gave more or less summarized everything you were talking about Obama. She said the dead will sleep and the living will see what can't be forgotten, meaning the marker plans, right?
Good catch, Donald, yes. The pedestal will send out one final signal, and then all they have to do is sit and wait for more markers to be made.
So I know we are the main character, but there are at least 2 other healthy prospects for the marker to host, isn't there? What about Mercer and Daniels? They seem like they would fit all 3 criteria. Why are all eyes on Isaac right now?
Have you seen Isaac? He is just built different.
There's a lot of problems with Daniels. She doesn't seem as impacted by the marker as everyone else is likely because she doesn't have as many emotional connections as Isaac, or because the government gave her mental training to prepare for the marker's influence.
Mercer would make sense, but he might be a little too crazy even for the marker. I think Bro is more interested in killing people than making new markers.
Mercer was probably an option, but I have a feeling because of how unitologists view markers as holy relics, they might not be interested in creating more. They believe God created the damn thing. There's plenty of religious stories that you shouldn't try to imitate God. It's also, like Donald said, Mercer is goddamn nuts. He just wants to avoid death while killing enough people to start convergence. I wouldn't trust him to make more markers if I was in charge of this myself.
I'm this close to starting convergence by dying myself. You know, if the markers want to reach this pedestal, why the hell are they sending wave after wave of zombies against me at this point? Shouldn't they just want me to go ahead and move the marker to the pedestal and get the job done? These zombies need to make up their damn mind.
We are only 20 minutes into the episode. That would be a really boring chapter. If the space zombies let you move uninterrupted, there has to be some stakes in this game, Sleepy.
It is a video game first, Joe. And besides, without the marker on the pedestal, the necromorphs are kind of brain dead right now. The marker is in charge of the Hivemind, and without its broadcast, the necromorphs here can't really get new orders besides kill all humans.
Oh, right, we are escorting the final boss activator right now. I guess that makes sense. Besides, if there are space zombies here, I can still entertain the viewers later showing the fruits of my training arc.
Bro's training arc is probably like that scene in SpongeBob when he tries to lift the teddy bears and falls over. Just stick to your line gun and stasis spam Sleepy.
Yeah, okay, keep laughing, Donald. You are going to be eating those words when I show the full peak of Isaac goddamn Clarke. Also, I like how the Aegis 7 has a different sounding AI from both the ships. That's a really nice attention to detail.
Well, looks like we are about to get some more personal history about the man himself.
Your parents. Your mother was a unitologist. She believed.
She believed so much it killed her.
It's mostly stuff we talked about twice now. Isaac's mom was total shit, and his mommy issues affected his relationship because unitology is a big scam.
I guess he must have liked Hammond, Chen, and Haley, though, since he admits he missed them. Maybe one day we can make them all whole again.
Screw making them whole. Our best way of honoring the Kellyan crew is to load up on guns, kill the Hivemind, and most of all, kill that damn imposter among us wherever the hell she is hiding.
Daniel's really lucked out that we are distracting the necromorph army down below so she can hide out in a computer room for an opportune moment. That and Isaac is so focused on the mission first that he doesn't have time for revenge. Anyways, go ahead and loot that destroyed tendril side for some extra loot, and let's go back to our main escort quest.
Do we even need nodes or extra ammo at this point? Our suit is maxed out. We have almost 100 rounds on every gun, and all 3 guns are basically maxed out. We are buttering a fully buttered bagel at this point, boys.
I am saving up all my nodes for something just for you, Donald, I promise. It's not line gun or force gun based. You're going to like this one. So when we grab the last 4 or 5 nodes up ahead, just know it's something for you, big dog.
Oh, okay, I will trust you, Sleepy, but this better be an actually good surprise now, like when you promised a McDonald's hack, only for that hack to be, you can order a large meal instead of a medium. You might as well tell me water is wet.
Look, I didn't know that was common knowledge. Google AI lied to me that time. Goddamn, can this marker move any slower? We might just be able to roll mid-roll ads at this point.
Take note of how slow this thing moves. It will be used for a plot hole later. Looks like we have more blight blocking the way, which means more puzzles and tendrils to cut through.
Oh boy, a final puzzle montage. Let's get it. Also marker hallucination. Or no, I already like Nicole giving us directions compared to Hammond or Daniel. She is way nicer and more encouraging.
Unsurprising, Sleepy Joe is easily indoctrinated by the marker.
Actually, Joe, I've noticed you're more calm and collected this episode. Hell, ever since you started moving the marker last episode, you have been calmer. What's going on there?
I don't know. I guess moving the marker around calmed my headaches down, or maybe it's so damn focused on something else that it left me alone for once. I guess I could be that lucky, right? Also, here's where the last master override location is. We get 3 whole power nodes, which means this is technically the most beneficial container in terms of sheer item cost.
All of this node looting better be worth it, Joe. I am going to hold you to that, especially since we have a goddamn puzzle coming up now, and here I am unprepared with my deep breath or therapy beforehand.
Anyways, Barry, why the hell are there so many necromorphs here? Wasn't there only a small amount of people left on AG-7, and the majority were on the Ishimura?
It's actually the opposite. It's true the colony was set up well before the Ishimura even came here. In fact, the mining colony had about 30,000 survivors in all, but 100 of them died during this incident. That 100 was a number collected by Earth government after Isaac leaves, and finds a few survivors in pockets of the world. That 100 also includes a total of 50 who left before the planet crack on a shuttle, as well as Nathaniel McNeil and Lexine Murdoch from Dead Space Extraction, who got out just before Isaac arrives.
Wait, hold on. There could be 30,000 space zombies for us to fight? That's like COD zombies levels of fucked Obama.
I guess we should be thankful there's a whole planet, and a lot of them are far away from here until the Hivemind wakes up.
Yes, there could be more than 30,000, but most of the victims of the original Aegis 7 incident were used to form the Hivemind. When the Ishimura first started cracking the planet, it not only woke up the Hivemind, but it unleashed a few dozen necromorphs that were frozen in the earth below as well. This is what sealed the fate of the inhabitants here, as even though the marker was gone, the Hivemind still blew through the colony. And the Ishimura was actively shooting down any ships trying to leave the planet. One of the shot down ships landed directly on the hangar, which destroyed all but 1 ship on the entire colony.
Massive colony skill issue. They clearly needed more pulse rifles, and they would have been fine. Also, for a planet with over 30,000 space zombies, you would think they would use more of them. Joe was literally able to solve this entire battery puzzle uninterrupted, not even the one guy necromorph in sight.
I guess whether it's 1-week-old necromorphs or centuries-old necromorphs, they are polite enough to let us solve the puzzle first without jumping us. Either that, or they actually want us to move the marker to the pedestal, and they are just being a tender about it when they send guys to attack us.
This puzzle isn't really much of a puzzle. You have 3 blank generators and 3 batteries scattered around the map. You have to get all 3 of the empty slots filled to power the central generator, then you have somewhat of a choice to make.
The choice better not involve me turning off the lights again and lubing myself up to be hot and ready for the necromorphs. If it is, I am saying no.
It's a nice sentiment, but we have had puzzles before where the enemies attack Isaac in waves, like clearing the space rocks or planting the beacon. Well, my guess, though, is they didn't send necromorphs after us here, because once we restart the generator, we have to go through 3 sets of turbines. The environmental hazards in dead space will kill you and end your impossible runs far quicker than any necromorph or boss ever will.
One shot you? I don't believe that. Joe, go ahead and run into one of the turbines. I'll give you 20 bucks.
I know $20 is $20, but I feel like you would never let me live it down if I did that. So I'm just going to fly out here slowly and safely, and you can go fuck yourself because it's still my episode. How does that sound, Double D?
Don't call me that. Also, I know we didn't ask a comment question for this episode, but Obama, you have yapped so much about impossible mode this and hardcore mode that so viewers make sure you like the video and comment if you're interested to see an impossible run done by our resident game knowledge nerd Obama, and we can even link that guide to our playlist series as a special.
Honestly, with all the forced gun back seating and gooning, I think that's more than fair at this point, Barry. The viewers like seeing all of us do our part.
All right, we can talk about it for a future playthrough, but it would be more of a stream highlight reel, if anything, of major fights and moments. After Dead Space, we already have 2 major projects to finish, and I'm sure everyone is still waiting for Inquisition soon.
Do I smell an ounce of fear in your voice, Barry?
I do too, Sleepy. Also, don't forget about my Dead Space 2 run. I know everyone is ready for my base Space Marine pulse rifle build.
We definitely are going to need the viewers to settle which build they like the most by the end of the series. I know everyone is pretty split between the line gun and pulse rifle is their favorite, although the plasma cutter is still the top dog, unsurprisingly. But let me show the viewers the power of my build against these necromorphs. They waited patiently for me to solve the puzzle safely, so they deserve a fair fight.
Oh boy, Enhanced Brood, it's been a while since we have seen the Demon Space Gorillas. Hopefully this one has better motion than that last one on the Valor.
Oh, believe me, I have been waiting for this moment. Our battle will be legendary. Let me just clear all of his little friends first. I want a fair duel, not a gangbang.
Heavy pause.
I know we have made Dead by Daylight jokes before, but we are not fixing generators right now. Looping the killer is not going to end this fight. Sleepy, get in there, Marine.
All right, that's the last one. Now it's time to unleash the Shin, no bait, no pun, haikai.
What the hell was that, Japanese?
自分を知れ。そんな美味しい話があると思うのか。お前のような人参に。
Jesus Christ, that settles it. The weighted blades are too broken to be allowed to exist in this game. They need a heavy goddamn nerf. That brute wasn't even able to move.
Well, I'm glad you got to show that, Joe, it's a nice full circle moment to your original necromorph kill in the first episode.
Oh, wait, it was? I literally have, like, no memory of that. It was like 9 months ago, and I'm pretty sure I blacked out for most of it.
That is the least surprising sentence I have heard out of this entire series from you, Sleepy. Also, Nicole, I thought you said we were almost to the pedestal. This doesn't look like a pedestal. This shit just looks like a Halo flood map.
Well, while we are hunting down the rest of the tendrils, why don't we go over some featured comments from last episode? Joe, you want to go first.
Sure thing, Barry. We are going to start our shout-outs with a few unique survival spots first. So thank you to Dr. Veronica, who suggested holding up in a small area of the ship with only a workbench. And a closed door, no vents. I think you mean the workbench at the start of hydroponics where the poison gas sprays are located, which does mean you would need a gas mask to survive the gas flooding in. But if you had that, you might be square not going to lie. Shout out also to Homespun 10-3, who flipped the question on its head by saying they would try to survive on Aegis 7 itself, specifically away from the mining colony we are exploring. It's not a bad idea if you can make it on the planet after the marker was retrieved, since I am pretty sure there were some survivors that Earth government eventually found. Thank you, as always, for all your support. Commenting and liking means more than you know.
All right, as always, I will cover the most popular choice in the comments, the bridge. It's unfortunate no one saw the luxury vision of the executive suites, but some of these are still pretty based. So thank you to Kizep, who chose the bridge specifically. The captain's nest, where Hammond was hiding out, pretty peak choice, I can't lie. And Hammond leaving it is a skill issue, as well as Firebird, who had the same idea, but added using the based pulse rifle strat and not even needing to reload, just swapping out which gun to use like a boss. Jack McGowan had the same idea too, to hide by the escape pods, but using the plasma cutter instead of a based Space Marine weapon. Thank you all for your support and based holdout choices.
All right, we can do one more round before we do the Super Thanks Boys. Well, Donald may not have gotten any votes for the crew deck choice, but my choice of the mining and engineering sections got the second most votes. So thank you to Joseph Hall, who put some respect on Jacob's name, saying they would have survived until Isaac showed up if Jacob stayed. Thank you as well to Camp Comedy, who had the same idea as well, putting some respect on blue-collar workers. Finally, thank you to VRTX Production, not only siding with engineering, but also had a few backup plans in the hangar for a quick pickup, and the tram where necromorphs couldn't really lock in on your location. Truthfully, though, there is a few situations where the necromorphs do jump into the tram, and the power could fail on the tram due to the constant use. Thank you all for your comments and support.
And to everyone we haven't covered yet, we deeply thank you for all your ideas and support in our series. That being said, Donald, do you want to go over the 2 super thanks from last episode?
Sure thing, Sleepy. Thank you to Gaming Mythology for the $25 also supporting the based human romance of Cassandra. And we are just as excited to bring Inquisition to our based fan base as much as you are excited to watch it. Also, thank you to Sith Morak for his consistent based support of our series. And shout out to your lore yaps and answering the comment question by holding up in the hangar or riding the tram. Hopefully the power doesn't break and a one-guy necromorph appears to you. Thank you all for your base support and good luck as always in the waifu wars.
Well, back to the game, we destroyed the last of the tendrils and we are almost ready to put the marker on the pedestal.
Light work for me, boys, but thank God we finally made it to the dramatic finale. This is like in Pokemon where you have to bully those 4 no-name losers before fighting the champion and hearing peak music, boys.
Careful, Donald, you're on thin ice. There's definitely some massive Elite Four lovers out there. Some people even like them more than the champion. Oh, fuck not you again. Get those tentacles off me.
God damn it, Joe, we were doing so well with avoiding the ear rape for this episode. It's just one tentacle by itself, you'll be okay.
One tentacle is all it takes to finish him, Obama.
Pause.
This is exactly what I was waiting for. When the space gorillas fail, you can always trust the tentacles to offer a proper skill check of Sleepy.
Nah, this time the fight is outside in a brightly lit area. It's way easier to hit them. Tell your hentai-loving friends the line gun sent you back where you belong. Anyways, where am I going now, Barry? Are there more tendrils or something?
It's the same concept as the last few rooms, Joe. Just look around for the tendril pieces and take them out one at a time. We are getting pretty close to the end here, and while we are just spitballing ideas, have you guys given any more thoughts towards playing a few of the spin-off games?
Wow, nice line gun trap. Sleepy really impressing your fans here. Honestly, no, I haven't, Nerd Bama, because not only would we have to emulate those shits, since none of them are available on PC or modern consoles, but they also don't follow the same gameplay style of Dead Space, so I have no interest in them.
Well, originally I was on board with ignoring the side series and just introducing the main series because I was thinking about only Extraction. It's a 6-hour game that we would have to emulate, and the controls are a far cry away from the main series. However, when I started preparing my notes for Dead Space 2, I remembered the game Dead Space Ignition, which is a puzzle-like game that takes about an hour and a half to about 2 hours to complete, so we could finish it in one special episode.
Oh, puzzles, hell yes, my body is ready, count me in. Please let me do another montage.
Oh, hell no, Sleepy. We are not exposing our Dead Space fans to the sheer Sherigan pain of another puzzle montage from you. If anyone is going to play that, it will be Obama, so he can just yap about lore and finish the puzzles quickly with his nerdy optimization. Don't expect me to stick around the entire time watching you do puzzles unless there is a hidden sex scene.
No, but there are comic strips and branching paths. I'd only show highlights and story-relevant moments, though, to keep the content at an interesting pace.
All right, the lore might make Donald's playthrough interesting as long as you don't have us staring at puzzles for like an hour, Obama.
That's rich coming from you, Sleepy.
Blow me, my puzzles were a hype 5-minute montage. But Obama, I think we should let the viewers decide, same as the Impossible Run suggestion. So viewers, let us know if you would like to see a second special. For Dead Space Ignition in the comments below, if there's enough interest, maybe we will download a PlayStation emulator and give it a shot, since that game isn't available for consoles either. Anyways, back to the game, Obama. What was that text log about? I clicked it open too fast and we have combat still to get through.
That was a voice-to-text audio log from the one surviving doctor of the clinic on Aegis 7's mining outpost. The other 2 doctors became infected and were quarantined for study by the surviving doctors to understand the influence the marker has on bodies. One of the doctors turned into a slasher and one turned into a leaper. When the leaper turned, it immediately jumped into the vents and killed the surviving doctor.
I wonder what kind of necromorph he turned into.
My guess would be either the exploders or the pukers. Those seem to be the 3rd most common necromorph after knife arm zombies. And leapers, so that's just process of elimination. Anyways, boys, I just realized this is my second to last combat I'm ever going to do in Dead Space. Can you believe how quickly we finished this game? How would you rate my performance?
7 out of 10, which is more than I can say about your presidency. I think it's absolutely ridiculous you're about to end the game with over 100 plasma cutter ammo. Just shows how easy the late game gets.
I think you did really well, Joe. You picked up the gameplay like a sponge. You struggled in the beginning, had a pretty fair mid-game, and unlocked God mode towards the end. If that doesn't showcase the gameplay loop of this game perfectly, I don't know what will. I'll give you 8.5 out of 10, give you something to work towards.
Gee, thanks, Hank Hill. So what's the deal with this pedestal? Did the scientists build it? Because it looks like it's made of marker materials with its red glow.
Who cares who made it? It summons the boss and brings about Dead Space 2. That's the important part.
The pedestal is actually a part of the marker's construction. But unlike the marker, the pedestal can be deactivated since that's how the first convergence event was stopped. In order for a red marker to begin convergence, the maker of the marker has to also be present and die to initiate it, which is a spoiler for the end of Dead Space 2. Since the Aegis 7 marker's creator never went to the planet since they were made on Earth, convergence was impossible. So instead, the marker is going to borrow our brain to try to reproduce and begin convergence again.
So it knows its foobar, and before it destroys itself and everyone by turning off the gravity tethers, it wants to fuck with Isaac's brain one more time. Got it?
Mr. Barry, I don't feel so good. Hank. Una la care dor unadalgia ar raspons. Altmana provazu osi sentem bankuvantadi so punem in applicare. Brigadiba frati ciceroi convergentis dia prope.
Okay, now you are just quoting text logs from future games, Joe.
Thank you, Isaac. I always believed in you.
Nicole.
We're whole again.
Nicole, now is not the time to Orifarm on top of that rock. The marker's ultimate is now fully charged.
Just like real life, your girlfriend will take any reason to farm the best picture for the gram.
Anything for social media clout, right? Your mom is right. It's that damn phone.
Anyways, Joe, are you good?
Yes, I am fine. One question, though. Do you have any copper wires and concrete on hand? I just want to test that.
Yeah, nice try. This isn't Fallout 4, and you are not getting any of my wall materials. Now go ahead and turn off the console. Even Marker Nicole is ready for the viewers to eat good.
So notice how the camera pans down away from Nicole for just about 3 seconds. And when we look back up, Daniels and Nicole are already in a hostage pose. That is 100% a animation shortcut, so the writers wouldn't have to animate a grab animation, or a typing animation by avoiding the fingers.
Damn, Barry, since when did you become CinemaSins? Also, I will give Daniels one thing: she might be a coward. But she's smart. She waited for the exact right moment to lock Isaac behind the glass before coming out of hiding and striking.
Goddamn coward has to use stealth tactics because she can't take Isaac Clarke head on. I swear to God, when I carve my way out of here, you are getting the hardest curb stomp known to man.
You know, I get now might not be the best time, but Daniels, what happened to your white coat you were just wearing when you left? Did you leave it on the shuttle before escaping?
Maybe she took it off on the escape pod because black fits the whole spy look she's going for. Either that or a necromorph ate it while she was busy stalking us.
All right, we can make an hour-long lore video about the theories for what happened to Daniel's shirt later. For now, we have some important lore to get through. Probably the biggest drop of the whole series.
I mean, it's a plot reveal from like 2008, so we did kind of ruin it in part 6 of our series.
Joe, you are older than the plot twists in the Bible. That doesn't mean we should ruin it for our viewers. Now shut up.
Not much, is it? Just trying to make it listen when he begged for convergence. But I had a different prayer. It spoke. And then it listened. Make this stop, I said. Maybe it understood, but...
Did that music cue really need to come out there? We aren't blind game.
God damn. All right, even I have to admit the voice actor ate up Nicole's despair and hopelessness here.
I loved you. I always loved you.
Hey, wait, Nicole, we can talk about this. What do you have there?
This is probably the most well-known fun fact in gaming trivia. But the first word of the titles of each chapter in this game spell out the sentence Nicole is dead. Also keep in mind we learn in Dead Space Extraction that Nicole broadcasted this entire message and suicide across the entire ship as well as sending it to Isaac. I don't think she did this intentionally, but by this point she was fully under the marker's influence because of her research that she became deluded. I think it's safe to say the marker made her broadcast her death shipwide to demoralize any survivors still remaining that one of the last good doctors gave up.
And Daniels found the log through the ship's database, and that's how she found out too. Did Isaac know, though, that Nicole was dead?
He most likely did, but between his parents' death. And now this, he likely just repressed it and was in complete denial.
I still like to think this was all caused by him not watching the whole video. And this entire game is a PSA to watch every TikTok your girl sends you.
I could go either way, but who is this Cross girl that was pretending to be her?
Yeah, exactly, Joe. Who is Cross? We were supposed to forget about her good work.
No, I mean, who is this girl? I actually don't remember her. Was she the girl that cut that guy's throat in the medical theater?
God damn it, Joe. No, she's the girl that helped us kill the tentacle creature. Jesus Christ, please take your meds. I don't want to have to deal with you thinking the Hivemind is your goddamn friend right now. Lock in, Brandon.
Oh yeah, I am sure EarthGov will take real good care of the marker and make it safe they are with the government, for God's sake. It's not like they originally created this marker, sent it to Aegis 7 and other planets, and everyone died. Then when they commit Isaac to the insane asylum to get his marker codes, I am sure everyone won't die a second time.
Damn well rest in peace, Cross. You died unfortunately crazy. But at least you get to see your boyfriend again now. Press F, boys.
F. So Barry, when you put what happened that way, it's almost like EarthGov is worse than the unitologists. They just worship the markers, but the government is the one making them that's pretty cut and dry.
They basically are worse. At least the marker heads are honest what they are about and what their goals are. The government pretends to be the good guys while simultaneously causing every single zombie outbreak.
We probably aren't in the best position to judge, but the more I think about it, the more I see the anti-government message hidden in Dead Space Boys. Keep in mind that while we are taking this shortcut back to the shuttle, Daniels is taking the long way that we have been traveling the last 30 or so minutes. And she has to bring the marker back too on that slow loader. It will come up in a minute.
Isaac took that whole revelation about Nicole. And what's her name dying pretty well, bro, either has the best compartmentalization skills or he already knew about Nicole. And so it's an old wound.
Considering Dead Space 2, he is definitely not over Nicole. There's a whole second game where one of the objectives is getting over your ex.
Guess it will be up to Donald Trump to build Isaac up and over his ex. Anyways, Obama, you said this was a shortcut. Where does this lead to, though?
Towards a massive supply room, it looks like. I'm going to cut ahead and buy up all the ammo I need to fight the Hivemind and get into that surprise I talked about. So because Barry told me the Force gun isn't going to be useful here since this is a long-range fight, I decided there's one gun to bring into this fight to carry me to victory. So I saved up a lot of money and nodes just for this. Donald wanted to go over how you would build the pulse rifle in this game with 13 nodes to spend.
Oh my God. This is the most beautiful gift I could ever ask for. Oh God, I could kiss you right now, Sleepy, if that wasn't sus and you were my rival. Oh God.
Take your time, Donald. It's only right before the final fight.
Okay, I think I am soft enough to get through this. So what these three don't appreciate about the pulse rifle is that it already has a high rate of fire and reload speed, so most of its upgrades cover capacity and damage. So I am going to first get the first node that greatly increases carrying capacity, then go along the path increasing the rifle's damage as much as possible. The grenade launcher secondary would normally be overpowered and a priority, but for the boss fights, I think it's best to focus on spray and pay for Sleepy here. There you go, perfect last-minute build for you.
Thanks, Double D. I am sure the pulse rifle fans are cheering at this. Now it's time to finish this fight once and for all, starting with Daniels.
Goddamn Isaac, take the shot already.
What the hell do you mean last warning? We have the space engineer armor and a gun that could chop your head off in one shot. I think we are the ones who should be giving a last warning here.
He's not even using stasis or nothing here. He is just letting her run away.
Hey boys, I know I haven't checked in since episode 2, but you absolutely need to save that damsel in distress right now.
Yeah, that just seems like the neighborly thing to do.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Yup, like goddamn clockwork. As soon as George shows up, the tentacles go nuts. Also, screw that damsel. She was a traitor in disguise. Boys, not worth our time.
Sweet mother of Texas, that's a big tentacle.
Hold on, why do I hear boss music?
Holy great white Alaskan bullworm, that thing is big.
Isaac really said, "Come at me, bro," to the goddamn Hivemind that's built like a skyscraper. Now that's protagonist energy.
Well, George, looks like we came at the right time. For once, the boys are about to fight the community-voted best boss in the Dead Space series.
Not surprising that a community that likes creepy space zombies. And gore is also partial to the king of worm tentacles. But what's that I see out of the corner of my perception check? That appears to be a different gun you are using, Joseph. What's the occasion?
Well, to bring up some final bit of hype for Dead Space 2, I am not only wearing some distinct Earth government armor that resembles the Dead Space Phase 2 outfit, but I'm also rocking the pulse rifle, which is Donald's favorite gun, partly because it's actually really good for this fight and partially to mend some bridges between me and Donald here.
You know what? Fuck it. I still think your political views and taste on mages suck, but the whole 2020 election and threatening Isabella, water under the bridge.
Oh my God, boys. I think I have a tear in my eye from this character growth. While you're at it, Donald, do you think you can forgive the sparing Logain incident?
Know your limits, Obama. Screw you all for that day, especially you, George.
Damn, man, I just got here.
Damn, I have never been more happy to miss a session with the boys, because I had to take Hillary on a target run for 4 hours that day. Anyways, Obama, moving on before Donald has a crash out to ruin this perfect moment, why don't we talk about this boss fight strategy-wise?
Sure thing, Bill. Like any good boss, the Hivemind has 3 distinct waves to it. The first one is very straightforward. You have to shoot all 5 mouth nodes while also avoiding its tentacle strikes. And sack bombs. The 5 nodes are all small and fairly far away, which makes the pulse rifle or contact beam your best bet for destroying all 5. It also helps that the pulse rifle is good for every single boss encounter, since a high rate of fire is perfect for high health pools.
It's no line gun, but the pulse rifle carried us through that first section, no problem. Now it's time for my beauty, the line gun, to take control of the show here.
Oh, goddammit, just when I got a good taste of peak gameplay, you already take it away from me.
So I guess the boss has to recharge his batteries on his ultimate, or something, because he is just chilling and watching us, while the regular squad of Necromorphs tries its best to stall us.
I don't know if throwing the exploding sacks damages them or not, but if nothing else, I bet it annoys this big bastard, so it's worth it.
That's the Spirit Joe Show, the ancient Alaskan bullworm, the power of your sack. I already know by the screams this thing is mad, but imagine being a 200-year-old monstrosity. But still losing your first phase in under a minute to one singular space engineer. I know the other Brethren Moons are going to talk about Isaac.
Fun bit of trivia: the wails that the Hivemind make are actually the sounds of a pig that are heavily distorted and reverbed.
I could have gone my whole life without knowing that, to be honest, Barry.
Yeah, you really have to pick and choose what secrets you reveal here, nerd Bama. Also, Joe, what the fuck was that stasis aiming at?
It was a warning shot.
Damn, this fight is clearing faster than I thought. We are already on the final stage. What's the strategy for this one, Obama? I am sure all of the viewers brought their pencils.
Yeah, sure thing. This is probably the most involved of the 3 stages, since instead of focusing on your shooting mechanics, it's instead going to test your dodge skills, while making the shooting part easy since he stands still. This part saw the biggest improvement from the original, since in the original he just attacked from left to right. But now he actually attacks you where you currently are, as well as tries to box you in with acid puke.
Oh great, I would have been so disappointed if this thing swung like Vegeta fighting Frieza. God forbid a president has to not play Dark Souls for 2 seconds. Line gun, don't fail me now.
Screw that noise, Sleepy. Keep using the pulse rifle. It's carried you so far.
I would, but I want to hold my long-lost lover one more time, Donald.
Joe is clinging on to that thing like it's his family.
Like I said, the shooting is the easy part here, so any gun works. In the original, though, because of how the old secondary fire of the line gun worked, you could technically destroy all of the sacks with one shot. This is because instead of line traps, the line gun used to shoot a concentrated wisp of energy that would then shoot out into dozens of lasers for a few seconds.
The old game might be more tame when it comes to builds, but it still had some insane exploits.
This must be the type of training my girl Sandy Cheeks was undergoing to wrestle worms.
You know, now that I think about it, I am pretty sure you could have saved the exploder sacks for this section of the fight and used them to destroy the remaining sacks. It might not have gotten all of them, but I imagine it could kill at least 3.
You tell me this now while I am running around in this hamster wheel-sized tentacle cage, Barry.
You know, Joe, a true gamer would be looking at this thing in the eyes when you dodge its tentacles. That way you don't have to zigzag, you just have to read its inputs with your observation hockey.
I seem to remember Luffy getting the absolute shit kicked out of him when he was trying to build that up. I think I will be fine. Also, can't I just stay in the way back and not get hit by this thing? Those tentacles seem to not be able to hit that far back.
I think the animation doesn't go all the way to the corner, but the hitbox of this thing is longer and wider than you would think.
It wouldn't be a proper horror game unless the hitboxes were rigged on both sides of the coin, boys.
I also just realized if you aimed the line gun at the right spot, you could have destroyed 2 of the sacks at once, making this only 3 rounds instead of 5.
Barry, you are literally killing me here. Can you please just read the wiki more thoroughly next time before a boss fight, please?
This one wasn't the wiki, it was just an observation. And, nothing I say is from the wiki, these are just my notes.
Joe, you're already on the last section at full health. I really doubt you need to know more exploits. I remember this thing and the marker being more of a dick and tossing you around more in the original.
In the original, the grab animation happened once or twice during the first section, so you had to kill the 2 mouth spots. And this final blight spot in its mouth didn't exist. Once you kill the last chest piece, it just dies. Good thing you switch to the plasma cutter, though, if you don't have that. Or the pulse rifle equipped here, you're likely to die and get a gruesome kill animation.
How bad is the unique kill animation with this guy anyway, boys?
Well, Georgie, it will force Isaac into its mouth, chew on him like a Twix bar, and pull him out violently, tearing both of Isaac's arms off. Then as Isaac is screaming, the hive mind grips him between its teeth. One small scream is heard from Isaac before the hive mind rips him in half again like a Twix bar, swallowing his upper torso and throwing his legs onto the platform. Then you have to do the fight all over again.
Goddamn, I am sorry I asked.
All right, I killed the goddamn Titan boys, and on my first try, too. So how about I get one big shout-out for beating the first Dead Space?
Blam, easy financial gain.
Hey, take that puke with you on your way out, you big bastard.
Oh, come on, what are these drops? You call that a loot explosion? Not even a singular purple or orange?
Donald, for the last time, this is Dead Space. Borderlands 4 isn't for another month.
Massive raid boss skill issue Obama.
Wait, hang on, boys. That marker looks lonely. Can't we just tie it to the roof of the shuttle first?
As shiny as that thing is, Joe, it's caused so much death already, just let it be crushed by the crashing rock. Like everything else on this godforsaken planet.
Yeah, well said, Bill. Sleepy, stop trying to trigger convergence early. We still have 2 more games.
Damn, Isaac flew out of there like his girlfriend just texted her parents aren't home.
Unfortunately, our girlfriend is dead, George, so I guess her parents will never be home ever again.
Oh, damn, I wish I knew that like 5 seconds ago then. I am beginning to think this game is kind of sad.
Yeah, Georgie, pretty much.
Oh, fuck, that explosion just hit different, boys. Now, that's what I call destruction.
Oh, damn, clean up on aisle Obama over here, boys.
Well, I guess Isaac has time to mourn his girlfriend now.
Oh, thank God this is just the normal ending. I was over here half expecting Joe to do some weird marker manipulation or something.
No, I had faith in him. Joe may have fought with the thing, but I knew he would come out on top in the end. Anyways, this scene in the original had a lot more impact since it was the first time we would see Isaac's face all game. In the remake, though, this is like the 3rd time, so it hardly carries the same weight. Hey, by the way, George, Bill, why are you looking at us like that?
Make us whole.
What the hell, Joe? Are you trying to prank us right now? How the hell did you get George in on the prank?
Make us whole.
Wait, what? You're not supposed to appear in this series? I'm not into SOA. Ha!
Joe, why the hell did all of them collapse like that? And why are you looking at me? What is going on?
We are all whole now, Obama. Morte estian spatu liminal.
Joe, get away from me. What are you
my
doing? Remember the cold stone.
Morte este kesi kama I merge prentra on hall into a cat. Dartia fly totosi and interior on a case as a cajol and sepi undavasi say. Este Joever.
The Ishimura really was a great ship.
Yeah. We were lucky to see her in her prime.
Are we going home, Isaac? There's so much work to do.
Soon, I promise. Gotta build a little something first.
For me? What is it?
It's a surprise, sweetie. But I think you're gonna like
See you all in Dead Space 2.